I think regionalism is important. And to me, being regional about Minnesota is important because my cultural roots, you know, I'm aware of all my ancestors and the ethnic roots of the other people in the state. And there are a lot of different ethnic roots that exist, but the dominant one is more of the Scandinavian roots. I think that architecture today, there is a sort of sameness of buildings within our country where the hotels and the restaurants and even commercial buildings are really kind of could be anywhere, or they shouldn't be everywhere, but they are. And so we sort of lose any meaning to a region. I am, in a sense, concentrating on an area and trying to interpret in the architecture I produce, that it is about our culture. And I don't know if people are doing that or not. Maybe some architects probably carry on a sort of a cultural quality in their work, like Rafael Mineo in Spain and Alvaro Siza in Portugal. Their projects in those countries are very progressive, but they somehow seem to reflect their culture. And they generally do much larger, major projects. I do much smaller things. Whether I'm at that same level, I'm not sure, but I'm attempting to relate something more than just an architecture that could happen anywhere. You know, I'd like to design things that is about a place and that you can't transplant. There are several things that I've used that take a lot of research to use them properly, and they can be really risky if you don't use them properly. It's like the lapboard roof, for instance, that's at the Emerson Sauna and then the Brandenburg studio. More recently, the black recycled paper product is something that there's a product similar that may be used in Europe, but it's used in a little different way. It's more of a very refined product made over special fasteners, so that it becomes a very sophisticated skin, while the way I use it is more of a carpenter application, a little bit more base. And so I've done probably 15 buildings out of that, and I don't think anybody else has really done that. Barragan in Mexico City has done some on a freeway where he poured concrete piers that are kind of triangular in shape, and then he stained them bright magenta and orange and yellow, and so they have this sort of verticality that sort of relates to towers. And there's something very abstract about those things, those elements. And so those chimneys that I use, because they are functional outdoor spaces, they are spaces that create a great excuse to go outside and sit around a fire. And then they become architectural objects. They're like sculpture, but in a way have some functional, even more than a functional use. It becomes just about a poetic use of fire on an object that actually is a three-dimensional sculptural element. And so I really like that, because you could actually put that just about anywhere on my projects, and it wouldn't be a desecration of anything. There would be an argument for it. but it has to be an appropriate spot that it would imply the use of it is a comfortable use, that you sit around that object at night and you'd have a fire and you'd visit and talk and sing and do things like that. This weekend, one of my clients said, "This must be your favorite project." And I said, "Well, I'll tell you, I could live in any one of the projects that I've done. And so I like them all. And so I don't want to tell you yours is the best, because there may be another time that I was with someone else, I feel like that's the best." So it isn't about the best. I think the thing is, the crucial thing is that the client feels that I gave the best project to them. That my best project is theirs. Like my client this week, he was certain of that. This is the best project you've ever done. So I think that's the important thing, that they feel that it is. It's like at Jackson Meadow, where we've done 35 houses. Well, they all think their house is the best, and their neighbors, So, what more can you ask?